And the Panama Canal have a lot of riches in that sea and around that area. That's why the conquistadors wanted to get what they had, man, when they came over here, man. Because they was amazed at the architect of Issachar structure. Just like you got them pyramids down in South America. See, over there in Egypt, they built kind of rough because it was built in bondage, hardcore bondage. But down in South America, it wasn't built in bondage. They had time to do it like that, and that's why the infrastructure looked better than what it looks over there in ancient Egypt, okay? Because in ancient Egypt, they did it in bondage, okay? But down there in South America, they had time to do it, and they wasn't in bondage. So that's why it looked better. And the Israelites built them so-called, them pyramids. I mean, built them pyramids, okay? Because Issachar was back there, they got records that Issachar went through the Red Sea with Moses. They had records of that, okay? But the conquistadors destroyed it because they were scared of them, man. They were scared of Issachar them, okay? And then Issachar was gonna be discontinued from his heritage when you read Jeremiah 17:4, okay? Even Jeremiah was gonna discontinue from his heritage. That's part of Israel being in a confused state. Because when you look up the word confusion, right? When you look up the word confusion, it means overthrow or ruin, right? So when you go into the ruin, the word ruin, it means to destroy. So when you go to the word confusion in the etymology online dictionary, it means overthrow or ruin. But when you go into the word ruin, it means destroy. So the Heavenly Father, you use the conquistadors and the so-called white man, in other words, to confuse Israel, basically to destroy them. And he was going to prosper in that and deceive them, because it tells you in Revelation 20 chapter that, you know, he shall be loose for a little season. I mean, he was bound up so it wouldn't deceive. But when Esau came back into power, he was going to deceive the world. So that's part of that confusion, man. That's why the scriptures say, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You can put the word confusion there, okay? Lack of knowledge, when you look it up, it means not being able to discern the truth, okay? So how else would the Heavenly Father bring forth these prophets, okay? What? If that confusion or that Israel being destroyed in the mind as a nation of people, it would be no need for us to come out here and tell the truth, okay? But this Deuteronomy 33 and 18, and of Zebulun he said, rejoice Zebulun in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tents, verse 19, and they shall call the people unto the mountain, right? There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall suck the abundance of the sea in the treasures hid in the sand. So, you know, they were talking about them resources. Now, like I was saying, the righteous sacrifices Israel was doing, but they eventually went off because it was time for them to fall, man. It was time for them to fall. And when you read some of Issachar history, right, what they did was, well, I get Hosea. Hosea 8 and Hosea 8 and 13. Well, I started at 8 and I jumped down. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall thy be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. Verse 12, I have written to him a great thing of my law, but they are counted as a strange thing. So that's what was happening to Issachar. The laws of the Heavenly Father became strange to him. Okay? Verse 13, they sacrifice flesh for the sacrifice of my offering and eat it. So when you watch the movie Apocalypto about Mel Gibson, that was produced by Mel Gibson, you see in that movie Apocalypto what the Aztecs was doing, okay? What Issachar, which is one of the 12 tribes of Israel, was doing, okay? That's the account, a visual account of what they were doing. But when Columbus came over here, right, he didn't actually see them doing that. What had came to him was a rumor, okay? And when he heard that rumor, he told the Spanish crown that they was over there being cannibals, right? Which he didn't actually see it. They was over here being cannibals, and some of them could be converted to so-called Christianity. So that way of life, this way of thinking was going to be forced on them, okay? This way of thinking was going to be forced on them. And that worshiping Mary and all that madness, that way was going to be forced on them, man. That Roman Catholic doctrine was going to be forced on them, okay? That way of life was going to be forced on them. And Columbus said that he was saying that to the Spanish kings, you know, that they was committing cannibalism over here, but they didn't know. And then there was propaganda to justify them destroying them and taking this land, right, and taking the resources. So it was gonna happen to Jake, one way or another. The prophecy was gonna be fulfilled, okay? And they still do that today. They push propaganda out to justify destroying the Negroes, man, or destroying any one of the tribes, man. But I'm focused on Issachar right now. They push propaganda out on Issachar right now, saying they drug dealers and murderers. So it don't stop. But the real drug dealers are the Rockefellers, okay? These people right here, man, they don't want to bring the drugs in, man. Those are the real drug dealers, man. These men right here, man. The Rothschild, man. You go into the history, which Bill Clinton is part of the Rockefellers, okay? His grandfather, I mean his daddy is laid down with Bill Clinton's mother, and his daddy is a Rockefeller, man, you know? And when you go into the history about Bill Clinton when he was governor, you got down there towards Hot Springs, it's I forget the name down there in Hot Springs. The name escaped me right now. Maybe I'll think of it later. But they was selling drugs down there and using the airport to bring in drugs, man. The CIA, man. Okay? That's what they was doing, man. But it's lucky that the name escaped me. I'll put it up, you know, Lord willing. But those are the real drug dealers, man. That's how America got rich, off of drugs and slavery, man. You know. And you got the Iran and Contra wars with Bill Clinton, man. Not with Bill Clinton, but you know, Daddy Bush. You know. It's like George Bush's father, man, with the Iran and Contra wars, man. That's why when Jake was getting pulled over, right, in certain parts of America, the police would say, we got contraband. They go back to the Iran and Contra war because that war was being funded by drugs, man, which the Bush was bringing in. And I want to say Clinton was part of that too, man, if I ain't mistaken. But you brothers can check it out. Don't quote me on about the Clinton being part of it, but I know the Bushes was. Okay? This is Hosea 8:13. They sacrifice flesh for the sacrifice of my offering and eat it, you know. But the Lord accept them not. Now will he remember their iniquity and visit their sins, and they shall return to Egypt, meaning bondage. Okay? For Israel had forgotten his maker and builded temples. That's what they were doing, man. On top of them pyramids. That was basically a temple where they were sacrificing and eating human flesh, man. Became sacrificing flesh, man. Right? And Judah had multiplied fenced cities. Hold on. And Judah had multiplied fenced cities, but I will send a fire upon the cities, and it shall be devoured the place thereof. But the point is in 13. I mean, the point is in 13, right? That's where the point is. So you had Issachar doing that, man. You had the Aztecs doing that, right? This is Hosea 13 and 9. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thy help. Okay? Not the so-called white man. Okay? Not the so-called white man. So Israel have destroyed themselves by doing that. Forsaking the Heavenly Father and looking at his laws as strange. Okay? They became idol worshipers. Okay? And sacrificing flesh. And they heavy in the idol worship right now as we speak today. Okay? Now, remember, I was telling you about how they knew, right? You got this book, Manasseh ben Israel, the Hope of Israel, right? This book right here. And I'm gonna show you in this book that they knew that these Edomites knew where the tribe was. This is on page 112. It says, I will speak somewhat in this discourse of the diverse opinions which have been, and shall declare in what country is it thought that the 10 tribes are. And I shall close after that I have brought, right? Going down in the paragraph, you must know, therefore, that Alexo Venegas says that the first colonies of the West Indies are the Carthaginians, which are Israelites, okay? Who first of all inhabited Hispaniola. And as they increased, spread to the Isles of Cuba, that's Manasseh, from thence to the continent of America, right? That's up here, you know, that's Gad and Reuben, right? And then you had South America, right? And after that, towards Panama, that's Zebulon, New Spain, that's New Mexico, which is Issachar, and Peru, that's Asher, right there. So they knew, man. So they knew. And I'm gonna show you, I don't know if you can see it, but that's what's in there. Lord willing, you can see it. And I'll show you down there at the bottom. So you see what you got? Okay, and that's in this book. Last time I looked at this book cost about $3 grand. Last time I looked. So that's Esau censoring the information by putting it so high like that. Okay? But going back to the scriptures. And the Most High had to do us like that, man. See, this is the thing. If we didn't go into slavery like that, man, I'm gonna read Maccabees, the 6th chapter. So you got to understand how the Heavenly Father works, man. Okay? This second Maccabees 6 and 12. Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for the calamity, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastising of our nation. Verse 13. For it is a token